Right guys, on to day 2, and we're actually nearly, to be fair, nearing the end of day 2. You see I put the consumer unit up. I've not finished anything with the cabling yet, and not done the supply. Put one of the isolators up, I put it in the wrong place, you know, typical, all goes wrong. And I have realised a big error. This is the oven, the powder coating oven that's going in. I don't know if you get an idea of, we can kind of judge the size of the oven. And of course what happened was, when I was originally purchasing it, I looked up the size of it, I compared it to the dimensions of the container I was going to buy. It was fine, but it was tight. And I think because it was such a long time ago, I mean, I think I was speccing this in sort of like June. I'd already gone, oh okay, what we'll do is we'll bring the oven in, you know, like leave the roof off and then put the roof on once the oven's in. Great. Well, obviously time had gone on and I'd forgotten to do that. So we'd done the sedum on the roof. See, the roof's all bolted in, half the insulation's done. And the roof probably now weighs, well, the sedum probably weighs about 200 kilos and the roof's 80 kilos, so 280 kilos for the roof. Yeah, so you're not reasonably getting the roof back off again. So the question is how you get it in here, and the problem is as well is that the oven weighs 440 kilos. Yeah, 440. So right now I am stripping it down, which is joyous fun, to try and reduce the weight, because basically we as a team, 4 of us, need to get this in here, and if I can get it down, you know, if I can get it into its component parts, you know, we might have half a chance of actually getting it in here. I already know that for it to actually work, I'm going to have to cut the feet off of it with an angle grinder, which is not ideal by any means, but if I do that, then it will just about fit underneath the insulation. And then my other issue is getting it through the door, because the door, oh, does the door sit lower than the insulation? Let's have a look. Basically we get, by the time we cut the feet off of it, we're at 190, 191, and the opening on the door is bang on 190. Yeah, obviously in an ideal world it would shuffle straight in. I think it's 191. Let me just check. Bear with. Oh, it is. It's hard to judge because I'm pushing that against there. I don't know how much is being added. It is, by the looks of it, bang on 190, so it'll either fit through that gap or it won't, but the problem is it needs to be completely perpendicular for it to fit through that gap, and the question is, will we get it through that gap? Don't know. Wait to find out. Well guys, it is day 3 in effect, and I still haven't managed to cut these legs off of this oven yet. It's actually, I've really struggled with it. So last night, so it's Monday today, Sunday night I decided I would order some bits and pieces from TLC. So I went on the website and I ordered some angle grinder discs, some new ones, because my desk is pretty well worn out. They're meant to be 4.5 inch, and what's that now? 3 inch? And obviously they get smaller and smaller. I should be able to still use it for a bit though. I went to drive to TLC earlier. 10 AM, clearly 10 AM is the wrong time to go because there was a queue out the door, there was nowhere to park out there, etc. So I turned around and come back home. Luckily TLC is literally a mile away from me, so it's not a big amount of time out of my day. On top of that, I came back and the guys said that they were having some issues with the Hass lathe. It had errored out a couple of times while I was there, and it's going out on this encoder issue that we've got for the live tooling. We reported the problem back in February. They've done nothing with it. So at the time I spoke to an engineer and in February and unplugged the lead just in case that was it. It isn't that. So I just spoke to another engineer today and he said, oh, we're probably going to give you a new lead. Well, they'll fit it. And failing that, then they might have to replace the motor, because there's an encoder built in on the motor itself. Could be either one of those. Either way, basically it means we cannot machine our rods at all. So we've got 6, which is not a good situation to be in. Now, my fiance's father-in-law, obviously he's quite business orientated and talks about ensuring that you have a backup for everything. I can't remember what the word is right now. The problem is that obviously something like the Haslave, I cannot afford to have 2 of them at the moment. It'd be great if I did. We could definitely use them, but you know, turnover at the moment is still so small. We couldn't even afford that. Anyway, on to better things, hopefully. Sorry, frog in my throat this morning. So you see, there's not much has changed since day 2, because day 2 video was filmed at the end of the day. So hopefully I'm going to get the feet off of this today, and then we're going to get this oven pushed in there. I don't know how well it's going to go. I just have to get on with it and just see. And yeah, let's crack on. Oh my god, it's in, as you can see just behind me. Yeah, I know we didn't film any of us actually getting it in. It wouldn't have been much to watch anyway. It was just a struggle for half an hour while we tried to really try our best to get it in there, and we did quite a lot of damage trying to get it in. If you look at the floor, all the paint damage down there, top, all the paint damage up here. Oh, sorry, all the paint damage up here. Yeah, it wasn't easy at all, but it's in here anyway. So you can see the height of it. It literally is straight up to the underside of the insulation, which is perfect. But you know, you kind of start really gauging the size of it. It's just absolutely huge. So the plan is tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I need to just double check the dimension just to make sure that is going to clear, which I believe it should do. And then the oven, again, I need to double check dimensions, but in theory the oven's going to go around the other way so that the door opens out this way. And then, yeah, obviously we've got a powder coating booth on all our tanks, but I also need to check our tank dimensions to make sure it's going to fit side by side. Originally, I'd planned for the oven to go in like this, but obviously absolutely against the wall. But I have the feeling that you're not going to be able to open the door properly if that's the case. And there is only, I think it's 1m10 out and 1m20 across. So it's only, you know, 10 centimeters or 100mm in it. So hopefully it's going to be okay. But yeah, that is the end of day 3. I'm sorry, disappointing progress, definitely disappointing for me, but yeah, we should be getting there tomorrow. As I say, check those positions, get that round. Once that's in, I will start actually getting the rest of the insulation in, get the lights in, get power in. We're going to need to move the container back towards the workshop, because it's what, 2 meters this way, or at least a meter and a half further this way than it should be. And then we're about there. Powder coating booth lands in port on the 24th. The green plant, so we've got the green planters, we've got the planters to go on the outside wall to do the green wall, waiting for the planting, and once we've got that, the planting will go on. I think that's coming on Thursday, so I'll probably do the green wall on Thursday. Anodizing tanks, I have no idea what's going on with those. They were meant to arrive a week ago, they're still not here. Honestly, I'm kind of glad they're not here because I didn't have the space for them. Ideally they'll come after I've really sorted out the oven, I suppose, because then I'm ready for the tanks. I've no idea. I mean, when I originally did the drawings for it, it should be wall to wall, and we'll see how that works out. Hopefully it works out okay. Alright, see you guys in the next one.